Hi, welcome to today's episode of A Couple of Things. Today I have a guest, my friend Ezra, and we talked about a bunch of things. This episode was about like a lot of things. We talked about his job, like what does a CTO actually do? We talked about travel, we talked about life, we talked about a lot of random things, but it was very fun and it was very exciting, and I'm sure that you enjoyed the episode as well. Happy listening. Hi, welcome to today's episode of A Couple of Things. Today I have yet another friend on the podcast, and okay, this is one of like my not so old friends, but also not so new friends, like somewhere in the middle.
What? Okay.
I know I've known some of my friends I've known for like 10 years, and some I've known for like 1 year. So yeah, like
Okay.
somewhere.
We're close to 10.
Are we
Yes.
really?
Mm-hmm.
When do
Do
we
the
meet?
math. 2017,
I remember it was around my birthday.
if I recall
Damn,
correct.
we are close to 10 years.
Yes.
Man, I feel like COVID years has just wiped timelines.
Yeah.
But anyway. All right, so yes, introduce yourself.
All right. My name is Ezra Olubi, co-founder and CTO at Paystack. The end.
Okay, short and sweet. I like it. So usually the first question I always ask, usually I might talk about how we meet, but we already oh god, how we met. What is going on? How we met, and when, but we've already done that. So next question is always what is on your mind today or what has been on your mind recently?
Hmm. Awesome. Wow, interesting. What has been on my mind? Let me go to recently as against today because I was thinking of something just before I got on this call, and I'm
Okay.
actually like tired. It's Elon Musk, and I'm tired of talking about him. So, so this
I
is
don't want to
like
talk about Elon Musk on my podcast, so that's fine.
exactly. All right, yeah. Let me dial it back to what has been on my mind lately. Um, I guess an easy place to start from is actually like my just concluded trip to Seychelles.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
yeah, and I guess so. There are multiple interesting things about it. One of which is that this is now sort of like a yearly ritual for me. I started in 2021. Um,
Mhm.
and I go around this time every year. So this is literally my fourth trip there now, and it has,
Nice.
I mean, remained as refreshing as always. So yes, I guess there's that. And the reason why it actually sort of like became like slowly became a thing was because when I went the first time in 2021, it was for a friend's birthday, and unfortunately, I didn't take time off work for the 4 days
Oh.
I was going to spend on the island. I was just like curious as to what it would mean to be working um, 3 hours ahead of Lagos, right? And
Mm.
yeah, I thought it made sense. It was fun waking up, getting everything I needed to do done in the morning, getting settled into work at noon when Lagos is just getting started at 9, right? And then I
Yeah.
guess working all the way till 8 p.m. and then getting dinner and yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I like setting it to the night. So it was like very like it was fun like being ahead. And I guess it was a nice contrast compared to like times when I've had to like work from San Francisco and all that. Yeah. So
Mm.
I think yeah, so that was great. But then because I did not get enough time owing to the fact that I was working to
Yeah.
actually explore the island enough. But I mean I liked what I saw. So I was like, yeah, I'm coming back here again. And I did, and I've been doing it since then. Yeah, so
That
that's
is
it.
nice.
Yeah.
Do you go alone or with friends?
I go with friends. So my first one, of course, was with friends on account of one of
The
them's
wedding, yeah.
birthday. No, it was a
Or
birthday, not a
birthday,
wedding.
not
Yeah,
wedding,
yeah.
birthday.
The second one was with my closest group of friends um, at the time. And then, sorry, I'm saying the at the time isn't to say that they are no longer my
They
closest
are no
group of
longer.
friends, but I mean,
I was going to ask that next.
Nigeria and Japa and all of that as like sort of
Oh
like
yeah.
altered the dynamics in some way. So I think that was what I was referring to then. Like we're close enough that we're almost always hanging out every week, but that's no longer
Mm.
happening because
Yeah,
now all of that
because
has moved to
everybody has
virtual.
moved.
Yeah, exactly. But anyways, yeah, I did that. And then last year I went with family. So my
Oh,
siblings
that
and
is
my mom.
nice.
Yes. And then this year I went with friends again. Yeah. So that's it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I also like I have this group of friends. There are four of us, and we met in like an online community, and we all live in different countries. And so we decided last year to meet somewhere, like just travel somewhere, and we decided to make it an annual thing. So
Nice.
we did also this year, and that was very fun as well. We like
Nice.
that.
Nice.
But yeah. Anywho, so what else is on your mind today or recently?
Wow. I guess so.
Sometimes this conversation is just
Yeah.
like a never ending what is on your mind until there's nothing else.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Um, but also like I guess there's also room to like dig into other subjects. Like sorry, not other
Yes,
subjects.
of
Like
course.
when you start saying what's on your mind, like
Yeah,
we
there's
can
room to
dig
dig
into.
into that
Uh,
some more.
yeah. All right. Well, cool. I'm happy to say another thing that's on my mind. I'm very happy to be. I'm still on leave, by the way. So I took
Hmm.
2 weeks off work. I spent the last week in Seychelles, like I mentioned earlier, and then I'm spending this week, um, I guess, just chilling at home, back in Lagos, and ultimately, so I think the way I sort of like structured it from when I made it a repeat thing in 2022 is that I will spend 1 week being away with people, and then 1 week
Yeah,
being away from people. Yeah, and then the being away from people is the one that like gets me back into like, okay, fine, now holidays over and I'm back to work and all
holidays
that.
over.
Yeah. So I'm
Yes.
currently like still enjoying it. I did a bit of unplugging last week. So right now I
Hmm.
already feel like there's a lot of work waiting for me ahead. Like not even just office work, but just other life things as
Life
well, right?
admin
Yeah,
and stuff.
just like my God. I have things that are just waiting for me to check my mailbox right now. And then like, yeah.
Okay.
But anyways, that said, I'm taking time to enjoy the few days I have left before getting back into the grind. Yeah, so
Okay. I
yeah.
have one more question about travel, then I'm going to change the topic entirely to something
Let's
else.
go.
But about travel, apart from Seychelles, do you have any other places that you like to travel to, or what has been your favorite travel place?
I guess another place I like to travel to, which I guess you also know at this point, is the Netherlands. But I guess that's for um other reasons, right? Just more like,
Yeah.
yeah, continue to like familiarize myself with the place, and I guess just yeah, I don't know. Like I like being there. I
Mm.
like when
Yeah, it's
I
a
like
really
when
nice
I'm in the
place to be.
country. It just feels very easy. Yeah, so
Yeah. Mm. Nice. Okay, so totally changing tracks.
let's go.
What does a CTO do?
What? Hmm. So interesting question, but I guess the way we sort of view it, at least the way I view it at Paystack, is that you're ultimately like responsible for um, everything, driving everything tech within the
Mm,
business. For a company like Paystack, which is, I guess, tech driven, so which means ultimately our products and what we offer to our customers is like very heavy on like the tech side and all that on the tech. Then a lot of the work of the CTO goes in there, right? Whether it's ensuring like how likely setting the standards that engineers
mm,
work with, defining what the infrastructure looks like, at least from like the eye level, and of course, like in the early days, the only person doing that in the first place. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so like basically putting all of that together and then like uh, setting up the team, hopefully with the help of a VP of engineering in the later
Mm,
stages and all that.
yeah.
And like ultimately keeping the engine running. Of course, outside of the product, I think there are other things as well. I think the way Shala even like put it was like being like the top nerd or whatever in the company.
Tough
Yeah,
nerd.
but like ultimately, everything across like basically cutting across other departments in the company that ultimately whether it's to
Mm,
help the department work more
yeah.
efficiently or yeah like basically just solve what they are trying to do with technology, whether it's the people team, whether it's the finance team, whether it's yeah and all, like basically just figuring out the tools
Just
and what to
using
like do
technology to
together.
solve
Yes, exactly. So
everybody's problem.
yeah, so I guess
That's nice. So
that's it. Yeah,
the reason I ask is because like I also want to start doing this thing where I ask all my friends like what their job actually
I
is,
see.
because like I know that, oh, you're a this, you're a that, but like, okay, what does it, like, explain to me like I'm five, I don't know. I know how working, but like
Yeah.
what are we doing? I'm just curious about it. Very, I find it very interesting and fascinating. But does your does this involve hardware? And I don't mean like laptops and stuff. Does it involve like setting up like hardware stuff? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
The question that
so
people
so
ask
yeah,
me.
so I guess again, like I said, depends on like the company, depends on like what you as a person are also, I guess, what your strengths are and the things you want to lean into. So the way it involved hardware for me at Paystack was setting up internal systems like on-prem systems, whether it's the office network, whether it's our VoIP server for voice calls and all that, putting that in place. Because that's also like, well, before we used to host that on premise, but now we host it in the cloud.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically, there are a couple of other like random things like that. And then there was also a time that we were considering co-locating some hardware with a data center in the United States. So actually, well,
Mm.
the the data center provider is headquartered in the United States, but we're going to use Ireland region for yeah
Oh,
for the
okay.
actual location. But yeah,
Mm.
this was fun because like in the process of first meeting with the company and I guess having preliminary conversations regarding what we wanted to do. Part of the things that we got out of it was also like taking tours of one of their Macquarie data centers in San Jose.
Oh,
So that was
nice.
like I was in, I don't know, it was like just a kid that's I guess in a country store, right?
Nerd
Yeah.
heaven.
Yeah, the company in question here is Equinix, by
Oh,
the
okay.
way. So they're actually one of the biggest data center providers in the world, and
Mm.
currently they own May One. Actually,
Oh, really? Like Nigeria may one.
yeah, they
Oh,
bought May One 2 years
nice.
ago.
Oh, yeah, I think I read about that
So
somewhere.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Interesting. What is your favorite thing about being a CTO?
Um, wow. I guess
I don't know. I'm just
the part where I
spitballing
get
here.
to like work on random interesting problems that I actually enjoy.
Mm.
Yeah,
Outside
yeah.
of work, what else do you like doing? Because I know you
Outside.
really, really like your work. You're one of the few people I know that like really, really like actually likes their work, and it's very nice.
I'm glad to
But
feel
what
that
else you
way.
like doing?
What else do I like doing? So I'm currently taking this call from my workshop at home, by the way, which you can like
Mm.
say is, I guess my miniature version of the nerd heaven I go to experience elsewhere. Essentially, the part of my room that houses my network equipment, my multiple desktops that I've built over time, and yeah, and storage servers. So yeah. So what do I like doing outside of work? Being here. setting things up, doing some home automation stuff. I don't know, just playing with stuff. Yeah, that's what I like doing now. So, yeah,
What kind of home automation stuff have you done recently?
I think the thing I did recently was setting up Cloudflare tunnels so that I can. So it's less home automation and just more of like being able
Mm-hmm.
to a better way to be able to administer
Mm.
things that I use at home from outside of my house. And I think I had to do that actually because I guess I was um, getting annoyed with my existing WireGuard setup when I was in Netherlands last month or so.
Sorry,
Yeah,
what is a wire guard setup?
so it's like a type of VPN setup that yeah. So I can like sort of VPN into my house and yeah, leverage the services that I have hosted in house as if I am
Actually there. Oh,
in the house, even though I'm outside of it. Yeah,
that sounds
exactly.
fun.
But I eventually switched to Cloudflare tunnels, and I think that's been much more of a breeze. Yeah. So yeah.
But in terms of automation, what has been
Yeah.
your like favorite thing that you automated at home?
I mean, I guess the most useful thing that I've done so far that never fails to, I guess, make me feel satisfied anytime it kicks in is what I did with my sound. So I currently have all my speakers set, like at least in the general areas,
Yeah.
um, set to play music all the time. But I'm in the living room and I want to watch something on TV. I press play. The speakers in the dining in the hallway the speakers in the dining and the hallway, their volume will automatically reduce
Oh,
to like six.
nice.
Yeah. So they don't interrupt what I'm watching on TV. And then when I pause or stop, they go back up to the default ambient
That is so cool.
level. Yeah. So I mean, I just had to do it once some time ago, but yeah, but every night because I'm always in that living room, or rather, I'm usually in that living room watching something and all that. So it's great to not have to think about. Oh yeah, let me reduce the price. Yeah.
There anything else that you want to? I think I'm out of question.
What? Wow.
I don't know. I don't think I have any other like curious thing that I want to ask you on the podcast. Again, because it's on the podcast. So, because I'm also thinking of like, what do people want to know about Ezra? You know.
Ask ask me about one of the things I find fascinating about seashells.
Okay, what do you find fascinating about Seychelles?
Glad you asked. So yeah. Anyways, one of the things I find fascinating is how serious the government takes the tourism industry. Like tourism is really their bread and butter there at this point. Um, it used to be agriculture actually at some point, but like tourism eventually like just overtook it. Yeah.
Really? Never knew that.
But yes. That said, they take it really seriously. They have institutes dedicated to it, where you can go learn. I don't know. Basically, out. I guess. I guess soft skills and
Like
actual
hospitality
skills
skills and
as well, right?
tourism
So,
related things.
yes, exactly. Yeah. So you're ultimately like a better
Yeah.
host to people, to tourists and all that. Then I guess when it comes to their education, so that's also fascinating. The education is free, including up to university.
Mm.
But they only have one university in Seychelles.
Really?
Yes. They only have one university in Seychelles and it's very small. So they do exchange programs with like I think a UK university. I've forgotten which one right now. But also you can also choose to like go school outside of the country, like in another university altogether. And the government is willing to bear the cost of it. But guess
No
on what
matter what you
condition?
choose to study.
Well, now I'm not sure about the no matter what. I don't want to say no matter what. Uh, but the condition is that you work with the government for 5 years, I think,
Oh,
after university
interesting.
when you're done. Yeah.
I wonder what
Otherwise,
happens if
you pay
somebody's
back
like,
your.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if like somebody's like, yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
coming
yeah,
back.
yeah. Like you're not coming back because I guess you found something else. But so
Yeah,
now that's an obligation you have to
you
settle,
have to
which
pay
is pay
back.
back.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly.
That is really cool though that they will
Um,
pay for your education anywhere, even outside the
yeah,
country.
and then the when you work with the government, you actually get accommodation as well in that time. So it's sort of like this very interesting way of like incentivizing actual learned people into
Mm.
government. Yeah,
Yeah,
and like the smart will just keep recycling
remaining in the
itself in there.
country.
Yeah,
That is really
exactly.
cool
Which
because,
which makes sense.
like, what are the odds of you choosing to pack up and leave after working in the country for 5 years? You're just going to be there.
I mean, people do that, but yeah, but I guess like
Yeah, but most
yeah,
people won't.
exactly. Like a lot, there'll still be an equally significant
Yeah.
number of people remaining, right,
That
and
is
making
very
things work.
interesting.
So
And I
yeah,
know
so it
like there
makes
are
sense at the
actually
end
a
of
lot
the day.
of other countries that are very big on tourism that do that whole they have like training centers where they teach you how to be a tour guide or how to host, and they do for like for
Mhm.
everyone involved in hospitality and tourism. They have different kinds of training and they're very big, like the Philippines for example has probably the most, I can't, nobody should quote me on this, but I if I remember correctly, I think they have the most hospitality institutes in the world, either the Philippines or China, but I don't think it's China. I'm almost certain that it's the Philippines because they're also a very
Yeah,
like tourism is one of probably the biggest way that they make income in the country.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Did you say Philippines tourism?
Is it
Okay,
the Philip?
and
Is
I
it
guess I can
Philippines?
look that up later.
Or is there another country that starts with
Well, yeah.
P? No, it's the Philippines. I'm
Mhm.
almost certain it's the Philippines.
Okay,
Yeah, so they're
yeah, I'll
they're
look it up.
very huge on tourism. Like it's a very very big deal there. So yeah, cool. So is there anything else that you want to let the people know that is currently interesting to you or exciting for you?
Mm. Um, no, but maybe you can ask me another question.
I don't have
Just
another
think.
question.
Just think.
I'm going to ask you like this or that questions.
Okay, fine.
Do you want to do this or that questions?
I mean, I guess opportunity to sorry, ability to opt out if one of the this or the that is interesting enough to dig into further.
Of course, let's do that. Okay.
All
This
right,
I
cool.
don't have a deck of I have a deck of cards somewhere in this house, but I don't know where it is right now. So I'm just going to like go with whatever comes to my mind. Um this or that. Would you rather have a 20% discount on everything you buy or get 10% increase in your income on any income you receive, like everywhere, whatever it's from?
Uh, hmm. I mean, clearly the 20% discount is a better bargain, though.
Okay, what if it was like 20% discount on everything and also 20% increase in all your income?
Then I guess in that case, in that case, I guess I will go with 20% increase
Okay,
because I can make the extra money make extra money for me, I guess.
fair. That makes sense. Okay,
Yes. Yeah.
this or that. No, not this or that. What African country would you live in? And you can't say Seychelles.
I don't. Okay, go on.
That's it. What African country
Oh,
will you live
oh,
in? It's
that's
not,
the
yeah,
question.
it's not this or that.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I mean, just randomly asking me this question right now makes me think of Kenya,
Hmm.
but I think an intriguing African country to me would be Rwanda.
Mm.
I just don't know what it means to live under an authoritarian. So I guess I'm not really trying to think about it. But like just in terms of like the country and the vibe of the country itself,
Yeah.
that is probably yeah.
Okay. What do you like about Kenya?
About Kenya,
Yeah.
it's all over on the other side of Africa. It's
but there are other countries on the other
They
side of
had,
Africa
of
too.
course, yeah, I know. I'm just saying, let's starting with that. Well, not all of them have, not all of them, how will I put it? Not all of them present the economic opportunities that Kenya presents, right?
Fair.
So, yes, I guess Kenya on that front. The weather is nice.
Hmm.
Um,
The
yeah,
weather
and
is
I can
nice.
get, yeah, and I can get to live in Mombasa by the beach
Yeah.
if I want to.
I've
So
heard that
yeah.
Mombasa is lovely. I haven't been.
Mhm.
But nice. Okay. Random question about the Olympics. If you had to participate in an Olympic sports, like you must participate in an Olympic sport, which one would you participate in?
Like regardless of my skill.
You can take it into account if you want.
Okay. I mean, if I wasn't going to consider my skills, I'll probably say running.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah. I
Why
mean,
running?
somehow I those guys. I don't know. I admire it when people just run and gap everybody else and like get to the end. Or when they have those their random controversies about wow who crossed the line
Like
first.
first, oh,
And they're
like
like
with the
measure.
men's race, yeah,
Yeah.
it's about that.
Exactly. Yeah.
But if you had to
That
take
was
skills
successful.
into account, which one would it be?
Wow. Do I have any?
Or which one would you, besides running, which one would you like to do? Taking skills into account. You don't have to confess. You just have to participate in it.
Yeah, well, I guess that those guys that were shooting now were looking good while shooting.
Oh yeah, I think that those were some of the coolest pictures from the Olympics in general.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. Let me see. I'm going to think of one more random question.
We have 3 minutes more.
What is what is your favorite appliance in your house?
My television,
Okay, why?
because it shows me vivid colors, vivid blacks, and I don't know, man. Please, I'm just saying nonsense now.
Okay, I don't know why I didn't think about this is, but I just quickly googled this or that questions.
Oh,
So
okay.
instead of
Oh,
trying
now
to
you
think
found
from my
good
head,
ones.
I don't know if they are good, but you decide. Would
Okay,
you rather listen to a music playlist or a podcast playlist?
music playlist.
Why music and not podcast?
Because podcasts, I don't know, like if I'm not paying attention because I'm doing something else in that moment,
Mhm.
I'll end up feeling like I'm actually like just wasting, I don't know, wasting it and
Yeah,
having a random conversation in the background when I can have music in the background instead. So,
totally. Yeah, agree. Hard agree. Would you rather be hot or be cold?
cold
Why? That's the correct
because
answer, but I want to know why.
I'm extremely uncomfortable in it. Yeah.
Same. That's why it's the correct answer.
Yeah.
I just saw one that was like I already know the answer to that one, so I'm not going to ask it.
Oh, okay.
Um, it's iOS or Android, so we both know the answer.
I see. I might surprise you.
You
No, I won't
know, you
surprise you. Don't
can't.
worry.
Exactly. The answer is iOS if you're curious. Um, pizza or pasta?
Pasta.
Okay. What is your favorite pasta?
Wow. I'm actually just about to eat vermicelli. So, like, once I get off this call, I'm going back to my lunch.
I don't know if vermicelli is pasta though.
Oh, really? Why not?
I don't think so.
It's too.
It's noodles.
Oh, uh,
Isn't it noodles?
then I guess it doesn't count then. All right, cool. Let's. But yes, by the way, I wasn't even trying to say that was my favorite. I was just saying like that was the first thing that my mind went to when you
Oh,
asked.
okay.
Yeah, but in terms of my favorites, you know what? I'll genuinely just go with spaghetti, like the default.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the
Nice.
other ones are like interesting, but like that's about
Spaghetti
it.
is
Yeah, yeah. Spaghetti is still
what
like
is
the
your
standard.
what is your favorite movie?
I think I'll say my current favorite movie is this French movie I watched 2 years ago or last year, Athena. Yeah. So
Nice. What's it about?
it's about
Like as quick as short as possible.
well, I I guess it touched on wow, why is my brain glitching? It touched on it was it called basically a period of unrest in
Mm.
France. I think that sort of like started around um, someone being killed, and
Oh,
then yes, exactly, and then be like this or um, police like riot at the police station that's
yeah.
just quickly escalated into
Mm-hmm.
like blockading of an entire neighborhood, and it being like them against the police and all that. Uh,
Oh, nice.
yeah,
That's
but
very
anyways,
interesting.
it was the cinematography of the movie was perfect. The movie was
Mm.
actually a series of long takes. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
so
I always like uncovering these kinds of things
yeah,
about movies. There's this scene in Succession. I think it was the funeral when they were in the church, and they were
yeah,
like it was all done in one long take, and it was fascinating.
damn, yeah,
And I was just thinking about how they did that because it was a lot of things happening in the scene.
exactly.
And the final this or that question: coffee or tea?
Um, coffee. This is
What was
funny
that
because
laugh?
I drink tea at home all the time, but I don't know why. I'm just like, yeah, I guess if I want it to be useful for me, then maybe coffee.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ezra, for coming on the podcast. And
Thank you for
thank you
having
all
me.
for listening. Bye. Also, ask me questions. Submit a question. Submit a question. Thank you. Thank you for listening to today's episode of A Couple of Things. If there was anything you found interesting or insightful or you enjoyed the episode, please do share to someone or multiple people. Like, leave a comment, and definitely do subscribe and all the nice things. Bye.